Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got an excellent show for you guys. It's probably going to piss off some people, but I don't give a good damn. We're going to get into it. So please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, as you guys know, the hottest thing we got going right now in the NBA is SGA. The sun is nice. And these playoffs have given people like me an opportunity to really get a full look at his basketball game. The fact of the matter is, during the regular season, man, it's hard to really hone in or focus in on a particular player when you like other things that are going on. But given these playoffs, there are less teams, and you can really focus in on these individual players. And I got to say, watching SGA these playoffs, he's been extremely impressive. Okay, if we just look at the raw data, without addressing it from the eye test standpoint, just look at his numbers. In 16 games in the playoffs, he's averaging 30 points on 47% shooting from the field, 30% shooting from the three, 86% shooting from the free throw line, while getting 5.7 rebounds, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers, with 1.6 steals and a plus minus of 9.910. Okay, he's been fantastic. He also won the regular season MVP. But beyond the raw numbers, we got to look at his play style, because really that's what prompted this entire video. SGA plays like a mid-range assassin, not like a pseudo mid-range assassin like your man Anthony Edwards, a real one. And the clearest difference that SGA is way more skilled than Ant-Man and a lot of these guys is when you look at the pace he plays with. He plays under control. You can't rush him. If SGA rushes, it's because he wants to. SGA knows how to get to his spot. He has good footwork. He can post up. He can shoot over either shoulder, fading away. He has a one dribble pull up. He understands space, angles, and all of that. Right? He's a mid-range assassin, and a lot of his shots remind me of Kobe. Although Kobe's shots were better, he does remind me of Kobe. And as a matter of fact, it turns out that his favorite player of all time was Kobe Bryant. And SGA is now bringing this new excitement to the NBA with his play style, the fresh blood, and all of that. So Mitch sent me an article here that was centered on some sound from Jeff Teague's podcast talking about SGA. He just wants to say that SGA has saved the NBA. I'm like, SGA has saved the NBA when LeBron James is in the NBA? How is that possible? Some of these dudes running around calling LeBron James a GOAT. So how can a player like him save the NBA when you got LeBron James? And I'm like, this is worth talking about. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
I want to say something about SGA, though. I think SGA saved the NBA. Okay. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying because of how he performed, but the way he played, he saved the NBA, because the NBA is a copycat league, and he perfected the mid-range game, right? That's a fact. So he brought back the ability to be able to shoot mid-range shots.
Fuck the NBA. He saved basketball, bro.
Pretty much, because the game was...
Kids don't shoot middies.
Nah, it was either a 3 or a layup. I got crucified in Minnesota for wanting to shoot a mid-range shot if it wasn't a 3 or a layup for analytics. And him being the MVP and his go-to shot is a mid-range shot. Yeah. He literally just saved the NBA. Well, like Marcus said, basketball, because that is a shot that you could, if you can perfect it, you always gonna get a good shot. Open, bro. It's always a good shot. Defenses are made for you to take that shot, and he perfected it. And now it looks crazy because y'all let him get to his bread and butter, and he's scoring at will.
But I don't understand why it ever got took out the game. Most of the best players in the league got middies, bro. KD, Kawhi, CP, middies, bro.
Yeah,
Jordan.
Analytics.
They try to analytics.
So that's the world have mid ranges.
But you gotta think he made it acceptable again, because like you said, even though his game is very smooth, but he's not the most entertaining person. But if you watch basketball, you like, man, how is he so effective? And it's all based off his ability to get to the mid-range. Right. So now other people watching is like, you got to be a 3-level scorer if you're going to be a scorer on our squad, because we got to be able to get a good shot every time. See, the difference between him and Ant-Man can shoot mid-range shots, but his go-to thing is getting to the bucket or a 3, because that's what it was preached to them, right? But he's so skillful and so explosive. If he played in the mid-range area, like when they was double-teaming him, he'd get so many easy baskets.
So you heard what he had to say. Now, I know he's talking about a basketball standpoint in terms of the playing style, going back to Stephen Curry's to shoot layups and threes and all of that. But I want to take it to a macro level. Look, man, SGA is no drama as well. He's no drama. We don't know much about him, like in terms of these ridiculous headlines and all of that. And if you look at, because now people are talking about him becoming the face of the NBA, if you look at the former face of the NBA, that's all it's been, but a bunch of drama, a bunch of player empowerment, which helped ruin the NBA. And I think that player empowerment is one of the things, if you trace it all the way back to the reason that the All-Star game is what it is, because it's not about the game anymore. It's about your brand. That's why superstars don't even compete in the slam dunk contest. I believe that's all rooted in LeBron James, because LeBron didn't compete in it, and a lot of guys thought that it was okay. We did the show about the report that LeBron James scoffed in the face of Larry Bird when Larry Bird asked these guys to try to compete. LeBron basically gave a side eye to the entire locker room, and those guys went in and mailed it in. And we just witnessed two of the worst All-Star games in the history of the sport. LeBron was at the forefront of that. The last All-Star game, he made a total mockery of it. He didn't even dress up in his uniform. He just showed up at the last minute, went and sat at the front row, took a picture with all the other All-Stars in his street clothes. So it's like, this guy has been one of the reasons the NBA has been a total disaster. It's been under his watch that we have witnessed record lows in ratings. So now that we get some fresh blood in here, like an SGA, for example, is bringing in a new level of excitement. Right now, Jeff Teague is talking about it from a basketball level. I'm talking about it from a basketball level, but I'm also talking about it from a league-wide level, right? So it's time for some fresh blood, a new energy, a lot less of the drama and the circus and everything that comes with the LeBron, not just the LeBron James machine, but all of his fans and his media members. I think it's time we move on from this lot of people, right? I think it's time that we move on. And I'm excited about players like SGA. And I know this is something that bothers LeBron fans. Do you know why? Because in their minds, they're like, man, I thought you were going to talk about LeBron James. I thought you weren't going to talk about LeBron. They complain that I talk about him. I talk about somebody else, and it's like, well, the only reason you're talking about him is because he's the opposite of LeBron. So what do you want me to do? The NBA is moving on, bro. We're moving on. Okay, we're now talking about the SGAs, the Ant-Mans, the Wimbies. We're donezo with that story, bro. In a few years. And some of y'all really believe, man, all the views on YouTube are going to disappear once LeBron James disappears. Okay, because all of these sponsors are giving these podcasts all this money because the views are going to go away in the future, right? So let's give this guy 10 million, 5 million, 2 million. Yeah, all right, whatever. So we need a new energy. A new energy, a new feel. It's already bad enough that LeBron coming back to the Lakers. I'm not happy about that. But shout out to the new energy that we got coming through. Shout out to them. Anyway, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. I'm out. Peace.